Monday, December 27th, Boston College against East Carolina in the Military Bowl presented by Peraton. It's at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. BC, a field goal favorite, 51.5 as the total. I just like the upside of East Carolina. When I look at this game, I look at Holden Ahlers, Keaton Mitchell, Snead out on the perimeter. They have playmakers. They played up at times this year. This is a fan base that, if you're on social media, at least in G5 land, that's very passionate about their team. They're going to have a lot of fans at this game. They're excited about what Mike Houston is building. And it's a Boston College team that has been banged up throughout the season. They've kind of, kept their offense together with, scotch tape and super glue. I'm looking at this number, usually when you have a power team playing against a G5 team, just, by virtue of that, you're going to have it closer to a 7-point spread. The fact that it's 3 here, I think there is respect for the Pirates in an underdog spot. I'm going to play them on the money line. What are your thoughts on East Carolina in a game that clearly is going to be more meaningful to them for a Boston College team that early in the season, they were an ACC sleeper before that injury at quarterback, the issues that they dealt with Dracovic. They had high aspirations in a wide open ACC. So there's a lot, at least in my opinion, trending towards who cares about this game down at the Naval Academy, where on the ECU side, this could be a launching pad to bigger things in the AAC. What are your thoughts?
This is a hard one for me. I have no pick in this. I'm going to play it. I just haven't decided how. I've gone back and forth between, I like Boston College, I think. I've gone back and forth between Boston College and the over. And first of all, I actually disagree with you. I think motivation will not be an issue at all for either team. And a big reason is Jeff Hafley and Mike Houston are two of my favorite coaches in college football. They are two coaches I think do an extremely good job of working with less, getting their players ready to go. I think both teams will be very into this just based on the kind of the culture that their coaches, which honestly, I'm a little surprised neither one of them got a better job. They were both they're both names I think will move up, in the next year or two. So I'm not worried about motivation. I also think they both have the added injection of Dracovic and Holden Ahlers announcing that they're returning next year. I know that seems stunning because it feels like Ahlers has been there for 7 years, but apparently he still has eligibility. I think he's 30 at this point. But I also think the time off, you mentioned the Boston College, they're a hard team to read because you can't really go off any of their statistics or numbers because most of them were without Dracovic, who came into this year as, projected to be one of the top quarterbacks. He's already being looked at as a first-round pick next year. He had that wrist surgery after the second game of the year. He missed 6 games. When he returned, he did not look like himself. He was not the same, struggled to regain his form, 4 touchdowns, 4 picks. Now he's had like a month to rest, and I do think he comes out and looks more like we would expect him. The one concern with BC tends to be that they rely on Zay Flowers probably a little too much, but at the same time, Zay Flowers is awesome, and he's capable of taking over a game. ECU is kind of a weird team where, like you said, I love Ahlers. They have 2 really good backs with Keaton Mitchell and Raji Harris, but their offensive line is really bad. So they don't run the ball as consistently as you'd think based on how good their backs are. They're just 87th in rushing success, 118th in line yards. So you'd think they run the ball better, but they kind of haven't. And then Ahlers is awesome, but this Boston College secondary is really good. They're 31st against the pass. They're 11th in coverage grade. The cornerbacks Elijah Jones and Josh DeBerry are both excellent. They've allowed over 300 yards just once passing all year, and it was 303 to Missouri in overtime. Other than that, they have not allowed over 251 passing yards all season except that one game. So that aspect of it makes me lean Boston College because of how good their secondary is. But I still really like the East Carolina offense and think, they can get in the 20s. And I also think Boston College can. So, I probably lean over here. I'm thinking this is going to be, I don't know, a 28-24 Boston College type of game. So I kind of lean BC and the over. Haven't decided yet which one I want to play, though.